Hi, it's me, Mama Dude, here at PassionWaterTarot. So, it's Indigenous Peoples Day, and it's Monday, and that makes it Missing Person Monday. So today we're going to focus the readings, the 3 intuitive readings, on missing Indigenous people. And this is a hardcover. I believe tomorrow, after the holiday is over, but you know, some places are closed, federal holidays. I want to call this police department for this first case. Or maybe I'll call the FBI. But it's their website that I got the best information off of for this person. Now, there's been a couple of amazing YouTubers that did a couple of creations on this missing person. And great job, folks. Great job. I appreciate the information. It really helped me to feel her energy. And I know I'll continue to feel it as I do the reading. But as I was saying, there's just not any media cover. None. It's like a blackout. You see all the articles talking about how many Indigenous people are missing, but where's the individual articles for the people? Where's the article saying they were here, they were doing this, they were wearing this, this is what they look like? Call in your tips. What is triggered in your memory of you having an interaction with this person or seeing them have an interaction with somebody else? Where are those articles? We need a balance here. This is awful. I'm still going to do the 3 Indigenous peoples readings for Indigenous People Monday. I'm very disappointed on what I found out there doing my research. Okay? So I'll quit complaining about that because I'm about to start an email campaign and start complaining to media that we need individual articles. We hear the complaint of how many are missing. Now that we know the numbers, now that we know, we can do better. And the start to that is getting their name back out in the public, getting their information, and encouraging people to dig deep inside of them and remember interactions with them, times that they've seen them, and call those tips in. Because the smallest tip may be what breaks the case wide open. So let's talk about a first person, because I can go on this subject all day long, okay? I'm that upset about it. So, our first person is Mary Johnson, also known as Mary Davis. November 25th, 2020, on Tulip Reservation. And I've heard even her family members on interviews. I believe they were pronouncing it Tulip, but it has an A there, and I want to say Tulip, but apparently not. It's in Washington State. Her birth date is August 31st, 1981. She was born in Washington State. Black hair, brown eyes, 5'6", 115 pounds, female, Native American is how they list her, with nationality as American. It says Mary has a sunburst type tattoo on her right upper arm, and that the FBI is offering a reward up to $10,000 for information leading to the identity, arrest, and conviction of persons responsible for the disappearance of Mary Johnson Davis. So, what are the details? What is known? Yeah. It doesn't amount to a hill of beans. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, Seattle Field Office, and the Tulalip Tribal Police are investigating the disappearance of Mary Johnson Davis. Last seen November 25th, 2020, walking east on Fire Trail Road on the Tulalip Reservation in Washington State. Mary was traveling to a friend's house, and this says never arrived. In her two sisters' interview, one of them said they have no proof that she ever arrived there. There's a difference between she never arrived and not having proof that she arrived. It's the difference between where did she disappear at? Did she disappear along that road? Did somebody come by and pick her up? Did somebody come by and offer her a ride? Did somebody hit her? Did somebody kidnap her on the road? Or did she arrive at her friend's house and something absolutely tragic occurred? Well, they have no proof that she ever arrived there. The friend did speak to the FBI, and there was a search. Nothing was located. She was not reported missing for 2 weeks. Her estranged husband two weeks later started calling around. When he could not get her on the phone, couldn't locate her, hadn't heard from her, he starts calling around. Heard from Mary? Have you seen Mary? Is Mary doing okay? But everybody who he contacted had no information because they too had not heard from Mary. One of the sisters, the oldest sister, said it had been 3 years since she had spoken to Mary. And her heart is so absolutely broken because of the distance in their relationship. But she said she could not deal with or accept Mary's lifestyle. She didn't elaborate a lot, but she said there was an assortment of illegal substances and large quantities of alcohol that Mary partake of routinely. So then that opens up other doors. Did she get a bad batch of something? Was it laced with one of the ones these days that is so overwhelming and what somebody thinks they're doing a regular I don't even know what you call it these days, a regular shot of it, that it was too much and she overdosed. There's so many things that could have happened. The other sister was more frequently in contact with Mary. She didn't give any indication if Mary had been doing better recently or if she had been doing worse recently. And the husband, the estranged husband, also did not give any indication of that. That's it, folks. That's what we know. I'm walking up that street and nobody who has known her, friend, family, or foe, has ever seen or heard from her again. And the sister says up that road is fields, swamps, hills, creeks, ditches, little forest areas. It's a very rural road. And it's very natural. And they have searched it, looking for any evidence of Mary or an altercation between two people, looking for car parts that indicate that maybe there was a hit and run or a hit and grab the victim. They aren't coming up with anything. So let's talk to spirit. Let me turn the camera where I can see it. And you keep hearing that little tapping, right? That tapping is my cat playing with my Harley Davidson boot. I don't know why Buttercup is doing that. But let's talk to Spirit about Mary Johnson Davis. Spirit guides, angels and ancestors. This is about the disappearance. That's always my first question. Spirit, what can you tell us about the disappearance of Mary Johnson? So we're starting off with the Five of Pentacles in the reverse and the World in reverse. Okay, well, she was headed to a friend's house. When you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, you're no longer alone. You're still going through hard times. You're still suffering. You're still struggling. But you're not alone in that struggle. You have somebody supporting you. You're reaching out for assistance. And that's because she's realizing that she's in over her head. She's the demon that's holding her back is trying to overpower her. Now, whether that is ego-based, another person, some addiction such as drugs, alcohol, sex, it can be eating, complaining, but it's trying to overpower her and she's trying to break free from it. But it certainly isn't going the way she intended it to, alright? What else can you tell us, Spirit, about the disappearance of Mary Johnson Davis? King of Cups in reverse. She told somebody no. I'm not interested in you. Queen of Cups. They were a lot alike. They thought of a lot of ways alike. But this was a very imbalanced, yeah. Whereas they may be a student couple, they're not in the same energy together. Somebody has been jilted from somebody who's ready to birth a new beginning for themselves. Somebody who's ready to step out of their dilemma into their blessing. And I can't help, because that's coming up twice already, I can't help but think somebody's very concerned that Mary was going to get sober and leave them in the dirt. The Emperor in reverse, it could be a female, because we have two males in the reverse. This male, and I say this male, because I feel this is the same energy. It's very upset. And they want to be in control. They have control issues. They feel that keeping Mary down keeps them in control of her. And so that she won't walk away from them, seeing what type of loser they really are. She's going to see their true colors if she gets sober. Yep. Getting sober, seeing their true colors, healing herself, healing her vibration, and finding a true soulmate. Wow. So Mary dumped somebody. Mary told somebody she's not interested. She didn't want to be a part of that no more. That was, she needed to break free. She needed a brand new beginning. And she was going for it. And this person got in the way. Now, who was that? Well, most likely an ex. Could it be the husband, the estranged husband? Absolutely. But it could have been anybody she was dating. Or anybody in her energy that was attracted to her and getting high with her or providing her with illicit substances or alcohol or alcohol. Now let's get some clarifiers on this. Now mind you, I don't believe anywhere. Did I hear it on the videos earlier when I was watching the YouTubers? I'm always watching YouTubers, by the way. So hello all you YouTubers. Anybody that from YouTube, say hi to me. So if I haven't already subscribed, I can go subscribe to you. I don't want to miss anything. I'm like Aerosmith. I don't want to miss a thing. Please clarify these cards, Spirit. Clarify the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the World in reverse. This was nobody's stranger. I'll have you know. This is so strong that this is somebody very known to her. So, we have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Ace of Cups. Wow. She was ready not to just survive, but to thrive and have birth a new beginning, a new stable beginning, and find true love. She had her plan made out. I would love to talk to the person she was headed to. They probably knew too. But I have this feeling she was going to get high one more time. You know, that last hurrah party before taking the eternal never again step. Yeah, she was betrayed. There was a lot of devastation here, a lot of betrayal, a lot of pain involved here. Because there was rage. This person came at Mary with full of rage. I would absolutely believe that they have a criminal history where there has been charges of violence, domestic violence, as well as violence towards other people. The Four of Wands came out. See, she's ready for her 11-11. She's ready to strengthen the foundation for her happiness. She sees herself clearly rebuilding bonds with family and friends and going down a non-destructive path towards her happiness. And this person feels very betrayed by Mary. Mary's doing them wrong. Mary's getting sober. Mary's not going to be as easily controlled now. Mary's not going to believe my lies, the way I twist stories around, the way I fabricate things. Mary's going to either hold me responsible or walk out on me. So they had an argument. Four of Swords. Mary walked out on that argument. She walked out on that conversation. Because that could have happened over the phone and text or whatever. But she just cut it all off, okay? And she let her heart speak for her. Alright? She let her heart guide her. That it was just better for her not to say anything that was going to be held against her. And she put it to bed, basically. She put it to rest. And she thought that was over. She thought this person would let it go. They did not. So that person said, well, Mary Johnson Davis, you're going to hear me out, like it or not. I would not doubt, this is the second time the Emperor has come out. The Emperor is very protective. They're a decent provider, which means that this person may have a routine source of income. Nothing extravagant, but a routine source of income. And they have a history of violence. But they went to Mary. They saw Mary. I'm not seeing that they knew where Mary was going to be, so it feels as though they happened upon Mary and decided at that moment it comes to a head right now. So what happened? Once this predator, this monster, once the Emperor reached Mary, what happened, Spirit? Can you give us any information? The Nine of Cups in reverse, yeah. It was not a happy making time. The cups were absolutely collapsing. For those of you that don't know tarot, the cups is about love, compassion, and emotion. But Mary according to Spirit here in this reading, had to protect her own energy, her own love, her own compassion in this situation, and was continuing to refuse this person's demands. Eight of Swords. So he grabbed her. He took her. She was abducted. Now, so far, I don't know how far he took her. Sometimes Spirit doesn't give me all the information. Spirit gives me what we are prepared for, so to speak, what we can accept. But she was trapped. Hands are tied, a binding over her eyes, unable to escape, knowing that breathing the wrong way could result in her having more injuries and more assaults upon her. Eight of Cups in reverse. And that is when this predator, this ex of some sort, I don't know if it's the ex-husband. I don't feel that. But I also don't have any information about him. I can tell you it's an ex. Somebody who was jilted by Mary. Okay? But at that point, they realized that they had crossed a line that they could not uncross. That she was going to tell it. And they were going to prison. They were going to jail. And doing it on tribal land absolutely would be federal charges and going to the federal penitentiary. So, that wake-up call from this spontaneous abduction, because that's what it was spontaneous. This person didn't plan it out. They didn't know where Mary was going to be. They happened upon Mary. Oh, and there's something I forgot to tell you at the beginning. They had 3 witnesses who saw her walking on the road. I would love to know what other vehicles those 3 witnesses saw, and did they have any dash cams with them? Page of Swords. So, okay, I'll say it now. I'll say it. Come on at me. I'll say it. Because this is a little message of truth. Ringing your own bell. Calling the police after you think you've cleaned it all up. The crime scene, gotten rid of the body, it's deteriorated enough, it's covered by snow or whatever at this point. I mean, this is Washington State. 2 weeks have passed. And then the alarm is sounded that, haven't heard from Mary in 2 weeks. Does that lead me to believe that this is the estranged husband? Yes, that does. Because he's the only one that sounded any alarms. Unless there's a police officer involved or one of those witnesses is involved. That's really an ex. This is somebody she knows. Absolutely somebody Mary knows. This did not happen as a random attack from a stranger. this happened from rage of being put to the curb. Clarifiers are Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, she wouldn't answer their messages. And she wouldn't hear them out. Yeah. Mary did not hear this person out. Would not accept the apologies. Would not accept the promises that this person was making because they've always made these promises and never kept them. King of Pentacles in the upright. So, when this person grabbed Mary, tied Mary up, held Mary captive, initially they thought that was the way to win. That they would be able to convince Mary of their loyalty and love. Then the realization hit that they could not convince her. That even if she said she believed them at this point, the chances of her going and calling the law enforcement, the tribal police, the FBI, was very, very high. Three of Wands is the last clarifying card. And that is picking a story and trying to stick with it. Pick an excuse. Pick a reason. But it's making a very definite decision to take the path that the predators want to take. And this path, by the way, that's to go back to where Mary's at. How do I feel from this reading, how Mary died? I believe she died of being asphyxiated. I don't. I believe that this person put something in Mary's mouth to keep her from yelling, and she ended up choking to death on it. He wanted to silence her because she wouldn't listen to him. And if she couldn't speak, she could hear. But this person goes back to where Mary's at. Let's see if we can get any insight on that. Holy Spirit, Spirit Guide, angels and ancestors, where is evidence? Can you guide us to evidence? Or any other item to help bring closure to this case of the disappearance of Mary Johnson? Four of Wands in reverse. Look at the X. Four of Wands in reverse. Look at the X. Look at the past. Look at what was the foundation of her happiness. Look at, she's close to there. Four of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Look there. Look at that foundation. Look in that ground. Look in that basement. basement of any, is there a lower level to the barn? Is there a well on the property? I don't see her in water. It could be a dry well. But she's there because she ignored the love offer. And this person really thought they were something special. And that Mary should be honoring them. That Mary owed them for everything that they had ever done for Mary. Tell us more about where the evidence is. How can we get to the evidence to provide closure for the case of disappearance of Mary Johnson Davis? 4 wands in reverse. That's the foundation, and it's in the reverse. Is there a barn on the property? Something with a loft in it, possibly? That's what's ringing to me over and over again. She's evidence, her purse, her clothing, evidence is in a, like a Tupperware, a large Tupperware container. Open things up, reveal what's inside. The high priestess opening things up. Drop the curtain, look behind it, what's there. Reveal what's being hidden. That'll bring balance to the situation. And very unfortunate heartbreak to the family. I'm not saying this is the ex, the estranged ex. Does it feel like it? Yes. It does not feel like she was chopped up. It does not feel like she was shot. She was overpowered. And this person held her captive. I want to know for how long. Holy Spirit, Spirit God, angels and ancestors, how long was Mary held captive before she passed away? 9 of Pentacles. I keep pointing the wrong way with the cards today. I'm so sorry. 9 of Pentacles. 9 minutes, 9 hours, 9 days. Oh, Lord. Spirit, God, angels, and ancestors. I pray she wasn't held captive for 9 days. I pray she was not tortured for 9 days. And to clarify that, 5 of Pentacles. She was all alone most of that time. So this person was off working and off living their best life while Mary was being held captive. Like I said, 9 minutes, 9 hours, 9 days. I'm leaning towards the 9 hours. And that he took a nap. And when he woke up, that was him having his realization that he couldn't turn the hands of time back. That she was going to tell it and he was going to be in trouble. And he decided to silence her permanently. Which is absolutely horrible. Now, normally I do this at the beginning, but I was on my soapbox about how little information is out there about the missing indigenous people. I can't even believe it. There's so many tribes. I mean, I could start emailing tribes and asking for missing person posters and posting them all the time, all over the place, but we need information to help bring them home. So let's see what the positive affirmation is for all those invested in this reading. You get 2. Today, I am brilliant. You are. You really are. Today, every ideal I have is creative, thoughtful, and full of potential. So if something strikes you that, you know, I saw something similar to what she's talking about on so-and-so's land. It has potential. Email the tribal police. Email the FBI. Let them investigate it. The worst thing that can happen is they've already investigated and they respond and tell you, thank you. They've already looked into it, and to ease your mind that, you know, there was nothing of substance there. Which I don't think they'll ever do, but one could hope for a reply. Today, I feel healthy. Let's see if I can get it to stop being blurry. Yeah, we'll try again. Today, my mind is clear, my body is healthy, and my soul is at peace. That really feels as though that message is coming from Mary because of her desire to turn her life around, because where she was in this reading headed. I would love confirmation from family and friends if she had conversations with you about that. Because this is what's coming out from her energy. And it's really a beautiful feeling to feel somebody ready to put in the work for their sobriety. Romance card. Release your ex. Yeah, we know that. She tried. She tried. She really did. I believe that. I believe that part of this reading 100%. She tried to release her ex. But this ex was obsessively consumed with the ideal of her. The time has come to clear your energy. She tried. Feels like there's 2, but it's only 1. She tried desperately. The Archangel card for all those invested in this reading. Beloved one. Now this is a message. I know. This is a message for all of you, okay? Your person that you miss, your person that you love, that you need to heal the relationship with. They do not have to be alive to heal that relationship. Now, hey, would it be great if we could heal all relationships while each person is alive? Absolutely. But sometimes we don't get that opportunity. You can, through meditation, through manifestation and affirmation, you can heal relationships with those who are your dearly departed. And if you need information to help guide you with that, please email me at PassionWaterTarot@gmail.com. Beloved one, Archangel Samuel, I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Yes, it's okay to love her. It's okay to remember her. And it's wonderful to honor her. Your card of advice for this reading, for all those invested in this case, in this reading: family, friends, soul tribe, law enforcement, tribal police, FBI, investigators, searchers. For anyone who has invested yourself within this reading, your advice from Spirit is the Lady of the Gift, and it's coming out in reverse: generosity, receiving, and withholding. Now let me show it to you in the reverse. Okay, this is an advice card. Now let me get this, and then I'm going to hold it up to you and read you Spirit's advice. Okay, now you can see the picture once I get the glare off. Almost had it off. My son added an extra light bulb yesterday to my living room, and I'm not liking this. The Lady of the Gift says that the act of withholding isn't welcome in her world. In fact, withholding information is another way to lie. Are you doing this? Perhaps someone is doing it to you. Withholding something in order to keep you manipulated and controlled to you, so you believe deep down you're not quite good enough. Now is the time for you to address the concept of withholding. If you see this in any aspect of your life, it's time for a change. Giving to others with the ideal of getting something in return is also being warned against here. I'm going to read that again, okay? Giving to others with the ideal of getting something in return is also being warned here. The best way out of this mirror is to give with honesty and with an open heart and without expectation. The Lady of the Gift challenges you to be generous and compassionate, and you can always start again. And what's that telling us? Somebody is withholding information. Somebody knows something. They are deliberately, intentionally wanting to manipulate information to suit their needs. They want, to be honest, the person is the predator. And they want to manipulate things to where enough time has passed that they probably wouldn't even go to prison by claiming it was some type of manslaughter case. But this person is absolutely withholding the evidence that shows what happened to Mary Johnson Davis, what caused her disappearance on November 25th, 2020. In Tulalip Reservation, Washington State. Now, what's the most likely outcome of this reading? Page of Pentacles. Somebody's going to talk for a reward. So there needs to be some type of a reward promoted again. Yes, the FBI has $10,000 out there. But if we can start promoting this, getting Mary's name out there, getting her information, somebody's going to come forward. Just to be honest, they want to get high. It's a lot of high on $10,000. Didn't say it's what they should do with it. But they'll tell it. They'll tell it for the bankroll. They don't know there's a bankroll. So we got to promote that. We got to keep Mary's name out there. We got to keep all of these people out there so that memories are triggered. Did you see her? What other cars was around? What other people were around? What time of the day was it? What kind of mood was she in? Body language can tell you a lot. This page of Pentacles is clarified by the Fool in reverse. They're not trusting. They certainly don't trust the killer. They're not friends with that person, but they know what happened. They've most likely moved away from the area because I see water near them. A lot of water. It looks like they're living on the coast, okay? Towards the coast. Water and some cliffs. Why am I thinking Oregon? But anyways, they have put some distance between them and this predator. They don't trust that person any more than today than they did the day that this happened, once they found out. So that's it. But somebody does have the information. We need to keep talking about Mary Johnson Davis. We need to get her information out there so that this person can be alerted that there is a reward, so they can come forward and collect it to bring comfort and peace and closure to the family and friends of Mary Johnson. It may not be the answer they want, but it's the answer that they need. Alright, everybody. Thank you for spending 54 minutes with me talking about Mary. And if you hear about any more indigenous people, because I'm having to search high and low, and I'm looking for names and information, email me or message me below. I will get busy on it, I promise you that. So, happy Indigenous People Day, and I'll see you soon with your next reading. Namaste.